With 500 hours of Omen experience under my belt, I think I'm more comfortable to finally make an in-depth Omen guide for you guys, for you who have already played a lot of Omen and still needs to know a lot of tricks, or for you guys who've only unlocked Omen now and want to know more on how to play him as much as efficiently as possible. Well, this is that guide for you. Sorry it takes a long time. I try to be as detailed as possible, and I'm pretty bad with words, so it took a lot of tries. Anyway, I'm sure if you like this video, you are going to scroll down and you're going to click that like button. And again, if you find anything helpful, if you find anything that's trash even, just leave it in the comments below so that I know what I can do better when I make these in-depth guides in general. And again, help me out. Click that subscribe button. I don't want to keep you waiting. Let's get started. This is going to be a pretty hefty video, so get your pens, get your notebooks, take notes. This is how we do Omen. With any guide, of course, we have to first go through the Omen abilities so that any of you Omen beginners out there can kind of know the basics of his abilities. Now we can start with the Q, which is his teleport. Now of course the keybind might differ, but that is his first ability. This is about 15 meters long. You can use your crosshair to aim it anywhere to teleport or change elevation. And as you can hear, it makes an audio cue for people to hear. So if you look at the minimap, anyone inside your circle can hear the initiation of that teleport, and they can hear a faint sound of where you teleported. So if it's quiet enough, it's actually possible for people to hear where you are teleporting to, not only that you have initiated that teleport. Also, you guys should already know this, but if you don't, you can move as you teleport. So if you're in the air and you activate the teleport, you can move in any direction you want. This is pretty useful for bind because you can do TP tricks like this one. Now Omen's second ability is called Paranoia. This causes impairment of hearing, displacement, and nearsightedness. So anyone that gets hit by this ability is basically going to be only able to see 5 meters 360 all around them, and since their hearing is impaired, even if a brimstone ulted right next to them, it's pretty hard to hear the initiation of that ult, or basically normal footsteps of people running towards you is going to be really hard to tell. Now you can use this ability by clicking the keybind. You can aim your crosshair up, down, or anywhere all around you to aim, and of course you can use your minimap to help you guide where you want to throw at. Use this to set up easy kills when people are blinded. Now Omen's signature ability is Dark Cover, which is basically a smoke. He can carry 2 max charges of it, and it replenishes every 35 seconds whenever you use it. Now when you activate it, you essentially enter this quote-unquote phaser world. This is basically the actual map itself, and when you can use your left or right click, that basically moves it closer or farther to you. Reactivating it actually throws out that smoke, and one thing to note, inside the smoke is very clear, so it's very easy to kill someone or be killed when pushing that smoke. One more thing, when you throw out a smoke, if you actually look up into the air, it's going to travel to that direction, detonate in that air, and then drop down to the ground where it's supposed to be. This is very important to set up a lot of TP trick plays when you want to gain elevation, but you want to be sneaky and not be noticeable when teleporting to any high ground elevations like these ones. Now Omen's ultimate is basically a teleport anywhere you would like in the map. When you activate it, you basically get the actual map itself, and wherever you want to teleport, you can do so. Now you see that big circle where you want to teleport? That is the audio range of his teleport. Anybody inside that circle can tell where you're actually going for your teleport. Now once you activate that teleport, you can choose to cancel it by clicking that letter again, whatever that keybind might be, so that you can have no risk while getting info from your enemy team if you teleport at the right place. So clicking that, teleporting wherever you want to be, you can re-click it to cancel where that is. Anyway, one more important thing, whenever you teleport, the map gets blackened, and this is very useful to counter especially Cypher ultimates. Anytime the Cypher ults, and if you ult at the same time, it blocks the info to tell the enemy team wherever your place is and wherever your teammates' placements are whenever Cypher ults. Just keep that in mind whenever you're against a Cypher. Little trick. First thing we're going to talk about is how to use Omen on the defensive side. I personally think Omen is way more fun on the offensive side, so let's go over Omen on the defender's side first, defending any side you want. Now, the most basic thing is to basically teleport at an elevated area at the start of the round, especially if you have an operator. When you are going to teleport at an elevated area, this is kind of the second, third, or fourth thing that people check when clearing an angle. So if you have an operator right on top of truck on bind, and you're peeking this choke point at A short, people that push through that, you can essentially get 1 or 2 picks, and then immediately drop down. Now you create a numbers advantage, and they essentially get nothing because you are hiding at an angle that's pretty unexpected for most players. Now one other thing is you can essentially go maybe even here and teleport to this side, either wait for them to peek you or essentially peek them first with an operator to also get that kill. Now this also works with a rifle, but I prefer using it for an operator because it's just a one body shot kill, and then after you get that kill and somebody rotates to you, you can essentially teleport out of there and get that numbers advantage for your team. Now the first tip that I told you is more about having to play it safe when you're on the defender side. Get that pick, get a numbers advantage, and then switch angles so that you can get another pick. That is more of the safer side. This one is more, you can use it to be more deceptive and play more mind games. So what I'd like to do if I'm playing showers where there's 2 angles that they have to peek, right over here on the left and the right, is I would essentially show myself at the door, hold this angle, and then hopefully someone walks into my crosshair for a kill. After I kill them, I will immediately teleport to the other side and either just wait for them to push me because they think I'm on that left side and then immediately kill them. Or I'll just re-peek it again because they're already peeking this other angle and then kill those again and then teleport back using my second one to just run away and hold sight like normal. Now those are kind of the safe defensive way of actually playing Omen as a defender. Now, if you're simply bored and you want to get kills right off the bat, right off the barrier coming down, what you can do is set up your own smokes or have a brimstone, even better because your smokes are see-through inside. If you put a smoke basically like at this choke point right here, you can slowly push that and then teleport maybe right over here and then see everyone that's kind of playing this angle peeking A short and essentially go to their backline and kill every single one of them. Now this is a very simple and easy way to make a setup to TP to any angle you want right off the bat. But again, there's more advanced ones, but the idea is to use your smoke as cover, push through that smoke or barely outside that smoke like this one so that you don't have to peek anyone that actually pushes through your smoke, and all you have to do is teleport to this corner and you can see everyone's focused on this angle. No one's gonna see you from this angle because you placed your smoke properly, and then you can get those easy kills for people essentially walking by you right in front of you. Now let's get to the fun part, the attacking side. Now there's a lot of ways that you can use Omen to attack a site. You can just use your teleport to flank them, create a pinch that way. You can use your smokes to block off vision, push sites that you normally would have a harder time because there's too many angles to watch for. Or the very first tip that I like, you use Omen setups to push through site. Now I've made a lot of videos on this. I made 4 videos for specific maps, 4 specific setups to kill people at any points of interest. The idea is to basically push through a site using your smoke, teleport, and every single thing in your kit. So for hookah, what I like to do is put a smoke right here in this corner and then teleport right over here where no one holds an angle. Now I can peek this, whoever is right here, peek this if anybody is holding that angle, and then push through the back site right over here to kill it. You can even have your enemy team, your teammates push through while you're pushing the front, kill this one. So you're literally eliminating some of the angles by being the first one as a quote-unquote open fragger without even having to show yourself. Use your TP wisely. This is very risky and it probably won't always work if you use it every single round. But the idea is that you use your smokes and your TPs very aggressively to teleport right in your enemies' faces to get those easy kills. Now, let me paint a scenario for you. Imagine you have information of an enemy team pushing through a short. The idea, if you want to make those easy kills, is to use running to your advantage. And what I like to do when I do know where enemy teams are and I have multiple angles I can play off, is essentially, again, they're holding this angle. I will essentially run and teleport this way so that they think I'm still on their left side. They will peek and hold this angle while I peek them and get a kill from a different angle. Now, a 5-headed play with your ult is to actually fake your teleport. The idea is to actually teleport wherever you might want to be that's not their spawn or their CT or whatever it might be. Essentially, when you teleport, again, people always watch their backs. Defenders will come looking for you on spawn where you never teleported. That means less people on the site holding angles. That means this is the perfect time for your team to execute a coordinated push. When you make those pushes, it makes it way easier to push site because one less person is watching an angle on those choke points. Make those 5-headed plays if you want to. Just make sure to tell your teammates so that they can take advantage of that crazy commotion that your enemy team thinks is happening at their flanks. Alright boys, well that's basically gonna do it for this guide. Now I have a few more tips and tricks that I can tell you about, and that's basically not map locked or anything, or doesn't have to be defender's side or attacker's side. This is just tips and tricks that you can use wherever you feel like during the game. The first thing is to teleport to an elevation using your smokes. Now a lot of players do this. They're literally gonna put the smoke right on top of a box to make it so obvious. Why can't I put it on top of the box? Jesus. So they make it so obvious where they want to teleport, right? Yeah, you're covered yourself, but if I'm pushing this site and I literally see a random blob of smoke on top of a box, I'm spraying you with my Omen. So instead of making it so obvious, what you can do, remember where you can use it as elevation, use it literally, put it up in the air, let it detonate, and when it detonates, all you're gonna do now is teleport as it's falling down. And now you can be more sneaky with it. Now look, they can't see you from there unless they push you from here. This is one way that you can use teleport into an elevation using your smoke as it's coming down to the ground. Now, one advanced trick for your moving TP is to actually combine a bunch of things that I told you before. Audio cue deception, visual cue deception, and the moving TP, every single one of them, and the TP itself. The idea is that imagine someone's right here. All you're gonna do is run, that is the audio, TP right in front of them, and do a moving back so that you can have cover when you land on the ground and you're invulnerable for that few delicate 1-2 seconds. See how I'm actually in this site, but I actually ended behind this corner here. So anybody peeking this corner is essentially going to think I'm still back waiting for it to peek that corner, but I'm actually exactly right behind them.
Give me a gun.
Now another thing that you can use is to actually use your smoke in coordination with moving TPs. The idea is that to put your smoke as cover for when you TP, and as you're TPing right here, you're eventually going to run, TP where you want to be, and then jump back into the smoke thinking that you only bunny hop back into the smoke, but you're actually teleporting right behind them. Now again, this also is a very minor trick, but it always works because again, it's always about deception and you want to use audio cues to your advantage when trying to trick players. Now what I like to do when I'm TPing is I always jump before I TP, because when I jump before I land, they're going to hear that sound of me thumping into that sand or whatever ground I'm on. So when I TP, they hear that auto cue of my footstep on the right side and I'm teleporting to the opposite side. So people who are not experienced enough with Omen, they're gonna peek right, and you can always peek them on the left side where you actually teleported. Just try to make it into a habit. You're teleporting somewhere anyway, so might as well use that audio cue to make them very, very confused.
Off your feet! One enemy remaining.
Now the last tip that I can tell you to take advantage of your teleports, your kit, and every single thing that is happening around the game is to take advantage of every single big ult where people are literally screaming at your face. When Brimstone is ulting right in front of you, when Breach is ulting, when Raze is throwing his grenades or his rockets, that is the perfect time to teleport anywhere, because your visual and audio cue is literally dampened by everyone else's ultimates. It's so loud, people are way more focused on those sounds than your teleport, so you can take advantage of that to flank an enemy team, to flank an enemy player, to get those free kills, and not even having to worry that they know where you teleported because of those audio cues. Use it to your advantage. Every single thing in this game, especially audio, visual cues, you can use it to deceive players into thinking you're in one place but you're actually in another. That is what Omen is, what it's for. Deception and always mind games. Play Omen at its finest when you are outplaying your enemy team by using your big brain. You don't always have to get good aims. Just outplay using your big forehead. That is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. I really try to give you an idea of what goes through my head when I make these Omen plays so that I can get those easy kills. If you guys find this helpful and enjoyable, make sure to scroll down below and click that like button. Comment what I could do better to be more descriptive, to be more helpful for you guys when I'm making these guides, and tell me what was useful or what was unnecessary to be in this video. And if you want to help me out, click that red subscribe button so that the channel can grow and we can hit that 1,000 mark soon enough. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of things that I have to do in my personal life, and that's going to take a lot of time off from making videos or making content. So probably drop down the videos to 2 videos a week and streaming from 5 to 3 days a week. Of course, I will try to do my best to show as much content as possible, but I do have some responsibilities that I have to tend to first. Hopefully you guys understand. Hopefully you stick around, and I promise the quality will just increase even though the quantity decreases. Hopefully I see you guys then. Make sure to follow my Twitch channel if you want to see more live Valorant content. That truly helps me out a lot when you guys go and chat and talk and just make it a little bit more interactive. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.